Howdy, welcome back to the channel. This is Matthew Pisgatti. We're talking about the Piggy Bank today. Wanted to share a quick little lesson, something I didn't think about when I was first getting in, which might benefit you if you are either not already invested or if you were thinking about adding more at some point. So the one thing I didn't really realize when I was getting in at the time was that each of the stakes that you open up, really need to be compounded. They're going to be compounded every day if they are a time lock stake. Because if you're not compounding every single day, you're actually losing out on that day's bonus that, was the whole reason that you probably did the time lock to begin with. So if we take a look at the chart down here and the way that this is explained, this is relatively clearly stated. I think I just didn't put two and two together or didn't have that click in my mind until I really started thinking about it. Just right here you can see, as well as the chart and then this insane mathematical equation. I am not a math guy, but 30% of our bonus. So our multiplier bonus that we're talking about is this here. Say if we were at 10 weeks, time lock bonus of 33%. So that 33%, 30% of that bonus, given the principal that we're investing with, whatever our principal is, 30% of the type of bonus is going to be added within the first 75% of the stake. So 30% of that 33% bonus happens within the first 75% of our time lock. So 75% of the time that we're locked, which in that case is 8 weeks. And then the rest gets added exponentially to the principal in the last 25%. So the last 25% of that 8-week period, so much more gets added on there. The whole rest of the bonus gets slapped onto the principal. Now, something to kind of put this better into perspective is to realize that this is already calculated. The bonus and the distribution is calculated when you time lock. As far as the certain percentage that will be given each day, because the time lock is a set length of time, right? So if we're doing 8 weeks, we only have the 8 weeks to distribute the 30% amongst the first 3 quarters, and then the last added in the last week or week and a half, or however that distributes. So that was something I didn't fully think about, was this compounding. Although we can compound once every 24 hours, and that's more convenient than the garden, where we're trying to figure out how many times to compound a day, is that this is a 24-hour period, and we compound, but if we don't compound one day out of the 8 weeks, that day you lose the extra bonus you would have had applied during your compounding. Because I believe that's applied during the compound or the deposit. Now, I still need to confirm if we can deposit extra into our time lock stakes. I'm not sure if that would be beneficial even, or how that would really work with the bonuses if you're depositing more. So we'll have to kind of examine that probably further in another video if I get some clarification. I'm not sure why you would want to on a time lock stake, or if it would have any benefit. If you had enough to throw into a new stake, you might as well create a new stake. And that's what I was kind of doing here, was trying to create this ladder type effect where I had different stakes maturing at different times. However, given that information I was just mentioning to you about the losing out of the compounding, what this essentially means is that although it's not as big of an importance on my zero stake here, my one that's unlocked, these other 3, I have to compound these every day. And I'm going to have to compound these once a day, which means that I'm paying this gas fee every time I compound. And so that's not a huge deal, but let's say you're locking something up for 20 weeks or 15 weeks, however many days that is. Every day you're paying this compounding fee for that stake, and it may be worth it in the long run at the end, especially if the price of pigs keeps appreciating, the price of dogs and everything in the farm, especially if we can take these LPs and throw them into other parts of the farm when we start harvesting them. I mean, I think it'll all be worth it in the ecosystem, but we just need to keep that in mind, especially if you're a smaller player like myself. I'm not throwing in $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $20,000 stake. If you had a $20,000 stake, I don't think you would be complaining all that much, because you would see quite a bit higher truffle value than I'm seeing every day that you're compounding. Now, I did put enough in so that it's $1.50, it's $2, it's $3, whatever, and that's a day, and it's going to obviously the power of compounding interest. I'm gonna give it some weeks. We're gonna check back in. We'll see how quickly this is accumulating. The gas fees may not really be that big of a concern to begin with, and they've come down a good bit. They were about 24, 25 cents. It looks like this transaction I just ran was 17 cents, which is more expensive than the garden compounding, but really something to keep in mind. That's what was the point of this video, is keep this in mind. If you're creating a new stake, you're going to compound each one once a day, or else you're going to lose out on this bonus, which is a pretty crazy bonus depending on how many weeks you throw it out there. It could definitely be worth it, especially if pigs kind of stays steady and if the contract balance stays good or keeps going up. That's going to be really worth it in the end. However, for the smaller players like such as myself, I probably didn't put more than 180 in here or something like that. This number one stake right here is only so high due to extra referrals and the like. But I think that's really important to keep in mind, is that each stake you'll have to compound. So although that adds up quickly, although it snowballs quickly, you're going to be paying a gas fee on each one every single day for the length of your stake if you want to get your max bonus percentage. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. This one's a little bit bigger compound. Let's see if the transaction cost any more. Let me pull up the link real quick. It is still pending. Give it just a moment. All right, there we go. Let's see if that made any difference, by the way. Well, see, that transaction fee was only 10 cents, which is about what the garden is on a normal day, is about 9, 10 cents. So we'll see some fluctuation there. So anywhere from 10 cents to 17 cents. If I call it 15 cents, you could say for these 4 stakes, I'm paying 60 cents a day. So 60 cents a day, but my value here is going to be over a dollar something, $1.50, $2, whatever it is at the end of the day, and it's going to keep increasing because my piglets keep compounding, my truffles are going to keep compounding. This is going to get bigger and bigger. Let's see, 5189. Let's see what that jumps to after the compound. Yeah, 6,064. So these will climb relatively quickly. I just want to make you aware of that. That if you're worried about the gas fees, keep that in mind. It might behoove you. It might be more beneficial. Say if I only had $400 and I was going to throw it into the piggy bank, it might make more sense to put that into a single stake, and then you'll just have to decide what level of time lock you're comfortable with, locking your funds up for what period of time. Similar thing with Hex and other time locking type protocols, that you kind of have to make that decision. Some people like to do the latter here, like I'm doing, where they're going to mature at different times, and this 51-day one's going to be worth quite a bit at the end, and then it'll start giving me some really good truffle values at the end once I can cash that out, say once a week or twice a week. We'll use a strategy like the garden once these mature. But I just really wanted to make that clear. Yeah, keep that in mind, that you're going to be paying the gas fees on these. So, alrighty then. Thanks for watching. I appreciate likes and subscribes if you appreciate the content, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm trying to keep these a little shorter for you. I know it's a lot to trudge through if you're looking at different video sources and you've got 20-minute videos in front of you. So, just here with a quick tip. I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe out there.